Next rep for the men's eights on the water and out of the starting gate. Rose City in lane 1, Chicago in lane 2, Jesuit College Prep of Dallas in lane 3, Newport in lane 4, Montclair in 5, and PNA Mercer in lane 6. And they're through the breakage area and continuing down. Very tight race here. As we said, there were time trials yesterday that qualified at least 9 boats into the semifinals. The repechage giving an opportunity for 3 more folks to enter that semifinal for the A and B finals. Then the rest of the boats will either go to the C finals or D finals. Here in these men's eights repechage, if you come in 6th place, you are eliminated.
That speaks to the growth of the event as well, the number of crews that do end up here coming out of their regions, coming in the top couple of boats in their regions, and potentially a couple of other races as well. And by the sheer volume of eights that we have, if you multiply that by 9, that's a lot of people. It's a lot of people getting involved in rowing and at a much higher level. Again, we've seen the caliber of the athlete grow, the better athletes drawn to the sport, bigger athletes drawn to the sport. It's growing in popularity, which also lends itself to, as the competition rises, so does the quality of the rowing, and that has certainly happened here at this junior level.
Very close through the first 500, and now it appears that Newport has gone out ahead, with Chicago not far behind. As Lindsay had mentioned, Chicago, I believe, won last year. Chicago and Montclair right up there with Newport right now. None of these boats out of touch with the others, so it's very tight right now in this second repechage. Only one going to the semifinals. Newport looking to perhaps stay out in front for a little while, but we'll see what moves Chicago makes. It was a pretty dramatic racing last year when it came down to the finals, as big moves were made in short lengths on the water, and it was some very fine racing in the Big Eights here.
You could see where Newport maintained their rate a little bit higher, a little bit longer. So perhaps they maintained a slightly longer start sequence to help them stay out in front. But they seem to have lengthened out just fine here, not sold anything so far. So depending on what your fitness and your strategy is, that can certainly pay off for you from a confidence standpoint, also from technical savvy. If you are efficient and effective at those higher rates, more power to you.
Indeed. Newport maintaining the lead right now. Chicago clinging to their stern with the Jesuit College Prep of Dallas in between them. There's Montclair maintaining contact with 750 meters to go in the race. Both from Newport still out in front.
Absolutely, and it looks like Montclair has decided to come back up on them a little bit, and we are in the second half of that third 500, so already moving through that key element of the race, which really is a point where you want to make sure that you are continuing to maintain your speed. You don't necessarily have to pick anything up there in that third 500, but you do want to maintain, just continue doing what you're doing. As a matter of fact, I've definitely been in races where I've had coxswains say, this is what we need. This is what we need right now. And that does reassure you. Even if you feel like you are done and you have nothing left, when your coxswain says, hey, this is great. This is all I need right now. We have more later. Okay, you're right. That sounds great. So carry on through the third 500 so that you can really put yourself in a fantastic position for that last 500 of the race. And as the competition continues to heat up, even though these crews are in this rep, the speed, the top speed is not far off. They are right up there with the crews that didn't have to go through this rep to make those semis. So what you're seeing speed-wise right now may very well be the kinds of speeds that we will see for the rest of the weekend. Just imagine 6 boats straight across, all going this speed for the rest of the weekend.
Newport picking up the stroke rate, just maturing in the final 250 meters that they will stay out in front. But Montclair trying to give them a run for their money in the lane right beside them. In the meantime, Chicago and Jesuit College Prep of Dallas side by side with the PNRA Mercer boat. Newport knowing that they can capture a trip to the semifinals with a first place finish in this repechage. And of course, the Montclair boat knowing they could go to the semifinals with a victory. So here comes Montclair beginning to challenge the boat from Newport. Newport, I think I just saw the coxswain say, "Go, boys," and away they went. Newport seeing the surge coming from Montclair, and they turn it back on, and there they go across the line and into the semifinals with Montclair not far behind. Here's Jesuit College Prep of Dallas with a fine finish in third, followed closely by Chicago. Then it's going to be PNRA Mercer and Rose City in that repechage for the men's 8.
And it looks like through that time trial yesterday, the two qualifiers